transformative educational experience, combining education excellence and practical skills. We provide a cutting-edge curriculum with hands-on training, mentorship from industry professionals, networking opportunities for career growth, and leadership development for global impact. The programs offered include BSc, Medical Laboratory Science, Nursing Science, Environmental Health Science, Public Health, Community Health, and Health Economy. We also offer HND in Public Nursing. Our facilities: modern computer and medical labs, research centers and digital libraries, and interactive learning spaces and study zones. Who can apply? Aspiring professionals in health and management can apply. Working individuals seeking career advancement can also apply. International students looking for a global learning environment are also key applicants. Application requirements are 5 SSC credits, including English and Mathematics, JAM and entrance exam scores, medical report, birth certificate, local government industry letter, recommendation letters. Why Higher Ground? We offer work-study programs, flexible payment, and a supportive academic environment. Apply today. Visit www.highergroundcollege.edu or our campuses at Lab opposite VCK Jalingo, Taraba State, and opposite Army Barracks, Tako, Taraba State. Take the first step towards a brighter future. Choose Higher Ground College.
Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sun TV Hangout with Journalists, a gathering of minds where the pulse of the nation finds its voice. Today, we do more than just report the news. We interrogate ideas, inspire change, and ignite possibilities. As torchbearers of truth and narrators of our collective stories, let's engage with clarity, with courage, and with an unwavering commitment to the ideas we hold dear. Let the conversation we share today echo beyond these walls and help shape the Nigeria we envision. And as we look to a new horizon, we invite you to set your sights, just like I always say, on Taraba State, the nature's gift to the nation. A land blessed with untamed beauty, fertile lands, and abundant resources. A place where enterprise meets opportunity and dreams find a home. Taraba is open, Taraba is rising, and for the visionary investor, the journey begins now. After all, they say journalism is the first rough draft of history. But today, we might just start writing the final chapters of progress. And permit me to remind us, in the timeless word of Chinua Achebe, one of our truest tests of integrity is his blunt refusal to be compromised. May we uphold that standard in every word we will speak and every story we tell today. And today we'll be looking at Delta State, and we'll be looking at the Delta State political earthquake, understanding the defections, the power shift, and the future of party politics in Nigeria. And with me to discuss this is the CEO African Media Service, former foreign news editor of The Punch, former news editor, chief sub-editor, deputy editor, associate editor of The Guardian, former editor of The Daily Times, former editor-in-chief of The Trumpet, former university teacher, who is from Delta State, Mr. Julius Eto. Mr. Julius Eto, good evening, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you for having us too, because it's a pleasure having someone with a CEO, a former editor, a senior colleague, and I am very sure, just like I said earlier, the words you're going to say today will help develop the story and also shape the future of the kind of Nigeria that we want. So, without much ado, let us go to the program. Let us go to the topic. Delta State. I don't think we need to dwell. Some weeks back, I said we were swimming in the rivers, but it seems like now we've gone to the Delta and the water has broken off. Delta State, what actually is your take on what is going on in Delta State?
The Delta State politics, most people don't understand the politics of the Delta State, because they just make many assumptions. In Delta State, most of the people there are progressives in nature. In terms of voting, if you check their voting records from the First Republic, you will see that Delta people always go with the progressive camp, and if you look at it very well, you're going to see that what just happened is not really a tsunami as people are looking at it. You may not agree with me, some others may not agree with me. Why I say this is because some of the actors that defected to this, they have moved between the two political parties in the past, here and there, back and forth, move here to get a vehicle to actualize their goals. What I mean is this: defection. Some of the people that defected recently to APC, some of them had also been in that APC. They came out to PDP. Now they are back to APC. Some that were in PDP defected to APC even before the current wave of defections. So, for example, somebody like Ned Nwoko, he was in PDP. He became a senator through the PDP as a reps member before, but he defected to the APC when he had disagreements with the state PDP authorities. The former the senator representing Ned Nwoko, senator representing Delta North. The senator representing Delta South, Joel Onuabo, he was in the PDP. He was the revenue chief, the chairman of Delta Revenue Board under the PDP government of Uduaghan, Uduaghan himself once defected to APC and back to PDP. You understand? And with this current wave of defections, I think he will be going back to APC. So Joel Onuabo, the senator representing Delta South now, was in PDP. He was Delta State Revenue Chief, Revenue Board Chairman. He defected to APC long ago. So he was a PDP shifter. So what I'm saying is this: these actors in Delta State politics, they regard the APC and PDP as basically the same party, as most Nigerians also have come to see that APC and PDP, they are not different from each other. So it's really not a tsunami. You can only say it's a tsunami just because maybe the governor is involved and he's taking along with him all members of the State House of Assembly, the PDP state structure before now. So you can, in a way, say it's a tsunami in a way, but in terms of the real tsunami, there is nothing really tsunami about it. They know what they're doing. They've always been moving between the two parties. So that is it. Now, if you come to the reasons for defection, many people have suggested many reasons. I can just briefly revisit them or visit them. One is that they defected to APC. Well, first, the governor and those that defected recently, even those that defected before this current wave of defection, they said that they were joining the APC to make Delta to be aligned with the center. That is mainstream politics. They don't want Delta to remain in opposition, you know, and that is their main reason. And well, if you look at this, you can't blame them because nobody wants to. Most people don't want to. In Nigeria today, most people don't want to be in the opposition because they want the federal apparatus to help them or to enable them to get whatever they want from the center. So the governor and those that defected said they were joining the APC because they did not want to remain in the opposition any longer. And if you look at it, it's like this the trend in the South and the Southeast. Most of the states are now with APC because they don't want to be in the opposition. So you can give them the benefit of the doubt for that decision. Then two, another school says they defected because PDP had become factionalized between the Atiku faction and the Wike faction, and that the Wike faction is supporting Tinubu, and increasingly the courts are not too clear about their decisions on the what is on ground. So most of the people defecting today also said, well, they cannot use the PDP again because it can no longer win elections and it's no longer a viable party because it is factionalized. So it's better they just be with the APC that is at the federal level, and they know that they are sure that they have a vehicle that they can use in 2027 to actualize their goals. So you see the two reasons they gave. One, they want to be at the center with the APC federal government. Two, PDP is factionalized. Then others say that, well, one of the reasons they believe that these guys are defecting is because they are afraid of the EFCC, that the APC may come after them with the EFCC if they don't join the APC. Of course, this is true because in a way, both parties do the same thing. When the PDP was in power at the federal level, they were using the EFCC against the opposition. So the APC in power today also doing that is not strange. So that is one of maybe that's why they defected. Another reason people are saying is that they are defecting. The governor is afraid of a state of emergency being declared in his area, just as it was done in Rivers State. So most of some governors are afraid of a state of emergency, and one PDP guy called Dele Momodu, he said the governors are afraid of being removed through a state of emergency, and that was his reason. And I think some people are also looking at that angle, that is maybe one of the reasons that made the people in Delta to defect, the governor to defect, and take along with him some of those people. So you look at those four factors, you can on your own conclude on which of them is more like it in terms of the reason for the defections.
Okay.
You know? That is being at the center with the APC, and two, PDP is factionalized. Three, fear of EFCC. Four, fear of emergency rule.
Emergency rule.
Others have okay, go on. Can I continue?
Yes, you can continue.
Yeah, others have also said that, well, Ibori, because most of the people in Delta State politics today regard Ibori as their political godfather, because he really galvanized the party for the PDP in those days. And since he is very close to Tinubu, because President Tinubu and Ibori, they were governors of the same class, yes. 1999 to 2000. Yeah, 1999 to 2007 class. So Ibori is very, very close to Tinubu, and you can see that Ibori always visits Tinubu, and people know that he's very close to Tinubu. And the Delta State political system and the leaders, they know that Ibori is close to Tinubu, and I think they will feel very comfortable more with that situation than working against Ibori's interests, which is to deliver Delta State to Tinubu in 2027.
Okay.
Ibori's daughter joined the APC long ago.
Okay.
She's the chairperson of one of the committees in the House of Reps. I think it's a Niger Delta committee, or is the NDDC committee, or one of the committees. She joined the APC long ago, and people now said that time that, oh, that means Ibori is now for APC. But some of us knew that it was just because of Tinubu. But Ibori has not left the PDP. Ibori is now like Wike, if you look at it, because he has not left the PDP.
Yes. Okay, so he did not defect with his so-called political godsons.
Yes. And let me tell you something. The PDP that will still remain in the state, I think Ibori will still be controlling them, just like Wike still controls PDP and APC in Rivers State. So Ibori will still be controlling the PDP and APC in the state. Okay. Even though now with the situation, Minister of Aviation Keyamo and the 3 senators from Delta State who are now APC and House of Reps members and the executives, and all of them went to visit the governor.
Okay.
The governor welcomed him into APC, and they pledged that he is now their new leader.
Yes.
They told the governor that you are now our new leader. Anywhere you go, we go with you. So as it is now, the governor is the new APC leader in the state.
Okay.
But the de facto leader of PDP in the state is Ibori, and now the de facto leader of APC in the state is also Ibori, no matter how you look at it.
Okay.
Because
let me just hit at something here. Now we know that, okay, well, there's a move of our politicians, as the major politicians in Delta State, from the PDP to the APC. And for years, these are politicians that Deltans have consistently voted for, have consistently voted on the side of this, at least the majority of Deltas. Now, to put it straight, do you think Deltans at this point will also move their vote from the umbrella to the broom, simply because these people they've consistently supported have now moved to the APC? How does it play out with the ordinary Deltan on the street?
Because of the perception that APC and PDP have failed Nigerians at all levels, at the level of state, federal, and local government. That is some people's perceptions in Nigeria and also in Delta State. The ordinary people made some radical decisions in the past in their voting patterns. By the end of the day, I think the courts did not agree with the voting. For example, Ogboro is now in APC,
yes.
But Ogboro had been fighting. He fought against Ibori in his second tenure. He contested against Ibori
under AD.
AD, yes. Then he now contested. He lost at the court. But many people were arguing, his supporters and many people were arguing that he won the election against Ibori's second tenure massively. But you can't. Why are you going to say? Because the courts they look at whatever evidence you present, and if your evidence is not strong enough, they will tell you, look, you didn't win the election. So AD with Ogboro, people got massive following also, but lost. He contested against Uganda in the first election.
Yes.
People he support also claim that he defeated Uganda massively, especially because he is an Urobo man, so they have the biggest population in the state. People said, oh, he defeated Uganda, went to the tribunal and the courts said he couldn't present enough evidence, so he didn't he didn't get his way. In Uduaga's second tenure, he contested against him using another platform. That time he was after AD, he used the DPP.
Yeah, DPP.
You know, DPP. Yeah, he contested against with DPP here and there. He also second tenure. He went to tribunal. This and this. I think the other the rerun also ended up just like the first and second tenure of Uduaga. He lost at the court and the tribunal, which ruled that he did not win the majority. He did not win the election. So you see, he lost. So what I'm trying to say is this: the votes of Delta had become split between the PDP and other parties that were coming on the line with other political figures like Ogbolu, you know. So that is it. Then Ogbolu also contested against Okowa, this time using APC, or is it APC? Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think ACN first. He lost. Are you getting me?
Yes.
He lost. Then PDP, then APC later. He still lost. You know. So, but his supporters will say, "Oh, he did not lose. He won. He did not lose. He won." But you have to provide evidence that you won, because the courts are going to be working with evidence. You know, some Nigerians say, "Oh, the courts are compromised." This, but yeah, like in Plateau State, where they wanted to shortchange the man, the man proved his case, moved one girl or something, and he won. In Kano State, the guy there, Yusuf, proved his case when they wanted to shortchange him, and he won. You know? So, yeah, so the same thing with other places, even Bayelsa State, where the governor, that former guy, what's his name? He won, but his deputy did not have the correct of document.
Yeah, David Lyon.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that the judges are holy, because in Nigeria you can't vouch for all the judges. Some are really very bad. They're very bad and they are threats to democracy. But some judges still have some conscience and they're able to rule when you present a fact to them, evidence. You know. So as I was saying, Deltans are not. You can't pigeonhole them to say, oh, they will only vote in one direction. No. As things stand now, look at the presidential elections. Okowa, the immediate past governor, was the running mate to Atiku, and Peter Obi defeated him massively. I hope you are aware.
Yes, I'm aware of that, yes.
Despite using the state machinery and everything, Peter Obi defeated him. It's the same thing that Peter Obi defeated Tinubu in Abuja and Lagos.
Yes.
Defeated Atiku and in Abuja and Lagos. Defeated Atiku in Delta State. Peter Obi defeated them. So Deltans always vote for change. You know. So, but in the governorship election, the politics became local. So that was why maybe the person who was presented by Peter Obi and the Labour Party was not visible enough. So Deltans felt more comfortable to say, look, the devil will know is better than the person who don't know. So maybe that's why they now voted for Sheriff. And Sheriff is a grassroots man. It's really a pro-people person. He grew up in the streets. He's street smart, street wise. So, apart from political party leanings, whether it's in APC or PDP, Sheriff is a popular guy on his own. You understand me? Okay. And you know, people love people who are also pro-people. Nigerians and voters all over the world love populist people who are pro-people. So, Sheriff, forget the fact that he was in PDP or APC. He's not in APC. On his own, he's loved by most Deltas.
Okay.
But let me put in many Deltas. Yeah. It's true. It's just like the guy in Edo State. Whether he's in APC or not. Monday is a pro-people. Yeah, they love him. He's a pro people guy, you know. So people will look at your antecedents, what you've done, and they will vote for you. The same thing. Fayose won election because he was pro people.
Definitely.
So when the people know that you are with them, they will vote for you. But when you are arrogant and you are not, you feel that your money, it's only money that can fetch you whatever you want, then the people will turn against you.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So look at Peter Obi. Peter Obi did not have a single governor.
Definitely.
But look at the states he was during the presidential election.
Yeah.
He won in every state without a sitting governor. Are you getting me?
Yes, and they were able to even pluck the governor out of from Abia State.
Yeah, yes. I mean, he won without a sitting governor.
Yes.
To help him.
Okay. So now, as you said, you said Sheriff is streetwise, or is loved on the street, is a grassroots, a politician, mobilizer. So with this work, with the people vote, do you think that now this foreclose the issues of him losing next election? Because he is streetwise, he's known on the street, he's loved on the street by many Deltans, as you say, and now he's in a party that can, in Nigeria palace, are giving all the protections he needs. So do you think this will be a walkover for Sheriff in 2027?
I don't really think it's going to be a walkover. He himself cannot deceive himself that it's going to be a walkover. No matter what you use money for, most Nigerians are poor, so when you give them 5,000 or 2,000, 1,000 naira, they vote for you. That is one of the problems of African. Ghana and Canada. So I left Nigeria about 2023. I stay in Ghana. My family, they are in Canada. At times I go visit them in Canada, but I stay in Ghana. So I don't know Sheriff. And let me tell you something. I was news editor of The Guardian for many years.
Yes.
I was deputy editor. I was associate editor. Are you getting me?
Yes.
I was a reporter before then. I have never been to Delta State Government House any day. You can fact check me. You can ask from anybody. I don't know how the government house is. Other news editors who are not from the state, they have visited that government house many times. You know how the government house is. I've never been to government house any day. So my analysis are very objective. They are not tied to any interest.
Any brand envelope, as they say.
I'm not a supporter of PDP or APC. Are you getting me?
Yes,
I am not. I'm not a supporter. What I do when I was in Nigeria during the elections, right from time, I mobilize and support candidates that I believe will make a difference and help the people from their antecedents. You know, in the last elections, I left Nigeria. For the senatorial race, I mobilized for the APC candidate, Joel Enuabo, and thank God he won. He defeated Ejele, the PDP candidate. We mobilized massively for him because he has a good record of being pro people. He did a lot of projects. He did a lot of empowerment of people, jobs. He's a selfless politician. He was a chartered accountant. He was before he became a politician. So he had a second address in terms of self-sufficiency. He was not really a hungry man like that before he joined politics. So we mobilized for him and he won. For House of Reps, I mobilized for the candidate of the National Rescue Movement. Sanero Agbodo, although he did not win. Okay. So I mobilized for him. He did not win. I canvassed for him. Then that is for House of Reps. For Senate, I just told you I mobilized for Joe Enuabo who won. House of Reps, my candidate did not win. Sanero Agbodo. Then for the House of Assembly, my area, Isoko, has 3 House of Assembly seats. What I did was that from the candidates that contested, I supported one for PDP and he won. I supported one for Labour Party, he lost.
Okay.
Then I supported that one for APC, he lost.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So at the presidential election, I did not support Tinubu, Atiku, or anybody. I supported Sowore.
Oh, that's quite interesting. Maybe you because he's a media man like you gave him your vote.
Yeah, I mobilized for him, African Action Congress.
Yes.
So it was Sowore I went for. I knew Sowore when I was in my master's program at the University of Lagos, and he was student union president. And I have known him to be very, very forthright. So I felt he would be able to make a change because we had been first time I supported Obasanjo that time, because I felt Obasanjo was tribalized and a patriot. Supported him, that was PDP, Then even when Jonathan came, we also tried to support him, thinking that he's a gentleman, he's just like Shagari and Ahmad Tafawa Balewa, very quiet and will not ruffle feathers and he will be very patriotic and rule the country. But he became very, very, let me put it, he became too, maybe he was afraid and things did not really work out well. So I said, look, let me see whether a change can occur. So I started also supporting APC with that is Tinubu and Buhari. But so after by 2025, by 2015, when he won, when Buhari won and APC and then Tinubu won, down to 2019, we discovered that these guys are not different from the PDP that we worked against. And from 2019, I now say, okay, let me support Sowore because Sowore will be able to really tackle the issues because he is very, very strong and in his views and.
Yes, he has very, very strong views.
But, most of the issues he's addressing, I think they resonate with me since I've seen that there's no difference between APC and PDP. So I have been supporting Sowore since 2019 and also supported him in the last election. And by the grace of God, maybe this 2027 he might be able to just surprise everybody, or I don't know, God has his own way. So what I'm saying is this: I am not beholden to any political party or leader. I look at people on merit. I support people on merit, So as I said, Sheriff is not going to have it easy in 2027 unless he continues at this pace with the projects and the empowerment, because he's really doing a lot in terms of projects. And let him address the agricultural problem and the insecurity created by terrorists and kidnappers all over the place. So if he can solve the insecurity that is preventing farmers from going into the forest to farm, people are afraid to go to farms because of these people in the bush, in their forest. Practically all communities in Delta State, Edo, Niger, in fact, the whole country now, I think these guys that have been imported from these foreign people, imported, have taken over all the villages. So nobody knows what they are planning because there is no village that they are not in the forest. That's a very big concern because these guys are in every village. So what are they looking for?
Well, that's
so if he's unable to address insecurity and if he slows down because he feels he's not in APC, they are going to write the results for him, or even Tinubu himself will feel that the southern Nigeria is not behind him, because Tinubu is a smart politician. He has seen that Tinubu and his people now say that the North say they are not going to help him, so he is trying to mobilize the South to support him. So whether that is enough to give him the presidency in 2027 is another question. So the same thing with Sheriff. If he relaxes, it's going to be a shocker for him because people may just vote for another party as an alternative.
Okay.
being disillusioned. Yeah.
Let me just step away from Delta a little, but though anything, it will still have some effect on Delta. This coalition going on, the coalition between being led by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Malam Nasir Rufai, Peter Obi, and some other to the SDP. The SDP Chief Adewale. Do you think within this circle we can have a formidable opposition that will wrestle power from this newly strengthened APC?
I read political science at the University of Benin in my first degree. You know, I've looked at the coalition. You just mentioned Peter Obi.
Yes, I do.
Adewale. And all of those guys, all of them are looking for the presidential ticket. Atiku at his age, look at the age of Atiku. He's also looking for the ticket. You know, so who is going to step down for the other? Who is going to step down for the other? That's the first question. And the coalition seems to be like a coalition for the North to get back power. Is that what the coalition is about? So just to remove Tinubu and get back power to the North?
That is another issue.
Tinubu is a politician that if you look at Tinubu's type of politics, he doesn't have a permanent enemy. Look at people like Butane Boala, Reno Mokri, FFK, Fanika. They were all people who called Tinubu various names and insulted him, but they're in Tinubu's camp. So Tinubu, before that 2027, most or many of the people in this coalition will go back when they are offered something. El-Rufai, for example, is not somebody that you can trust. I hope you know that. All Nigerians know him. He's not a straightforward man, I'm sorry to say, in terms of politics. I'm just talking of only politics. I don't think he's a straightforward. So El-Rufai, if they offer him something, I am very sure he will go back and go back to Tinubu. The only people that may not be able to go back, not be able to accept Tinubu's offer, maybe Atiku, Peter Obi, you know, and even the SDP guy. You sure he can't? He won't go back. He won't accept Tinubu's offer.
Well, we don't know until when the time comes. We see what happens. But now, what does this?
Like I said, the coalition is more like a coalition to take power back to the North. Nobody understands that after Buhari's 8 years. Most people, I've spoken with some people from the South who have said that look, instead of they don't like Tinubu, they don't support Tinubu. They see him as a cash and carry politician. But some of them will say, look, instead of Atiku to become president, it's better for Tinubu to remain there as a Southerner, or Peter Obi to come in, but not Atiku, because they did not rule the country many years under military rule, and so if it is the turn of the South, it should naturally be between Tinubu, Peter Obi, Showore or others. Not Atiku should not come up at all.
So,
you know,
so
and
what
so that coalition is not going to work, because I'm sorry to say it, I doubt whether it can work, because okay, the Southern governors, from the look of things, they will not want power to go back to the North. They are going to mobilize against the ticket. Even some of them in PDP, how many of them are still left in PDP? They are going to mobilize against that PDP ticket in 2027.
But what if it goes this way, and then the northern politicians to decide to, the northern political elite to decide to queue behind the northern candidate? Will this not bring tension into the polity? If what is happening now is actually northern politicians trying to queue behind another is the turn of the North, wouldn't this just pull the country apart politically?
The truth is that even some northerners, they know that it's not yet the turn of the North. So, and the ordinary people in the North, they know their politicians. They've now realized, most of the people in the North, they've realized that these guys are only fighting for their pockets. They are doing coalition just to take power for themselves and their children and their cohorts and their their minions. They are not taking power to improve electricity, education, healthcare, poverty in the north, which has been hitting that area for many years, despite the fact that the Northerners have been in power. So, I read somewhere that the Nigerian Labour Congress during the last elections in the northern states, NLC, mobilized seriously for Peter Obi, and that was why he was able to get some votes, you know, and was able to get some votes. And that was the reason that Tinubu and El-Rufai and co decided to use the Muslim ticket, a religious thing, to fight back, to check the Nigerian Labour Congress and Peter Obi. And even Peter Obi was wrongly accused of using religion to campaign.
Well, it is.
If you look at me political,
Okay.
let me just put it. Peter Obi, he was going to places, and whenever he went to Christian areas, he would tell the Christians, say, "You Christians, take back your country." I also saw videos of him where he went to the north to campaign, and he told them, "True Muslims, take back your country." So he was not really waging any religious war, but the propaganda they used was that in the north was that, oh, Peter Obi is coming to Christianize Nigeria, just like some misguided Christians will say, oh, some people are trying to Islamize Nigeria. It's not true. Okay. You can't Islamize Nigeria or Christianize Nigeria. So that campaign against Peter Obi really worked because they made fear, they sowed fear in the minds of the ordinary Muslim voters that, look, this guy is a Christian fanatic, he's coming to deal with you guys, which is not true. Peter Obi would do. Wherever Peter Obi went, he went to churches, he would say, you Christians, take back your country. Whenever he went to the north with some Muslim areas, he told the Muslims, take back your country. True Muslims, take back your country.
But there's this accusation. There's this accusation that says that when he visited some places in the north, he went to Christian-dominated areas, like in Adamawa. He went to Numan, in Kaduna. He went to Kafancha. That is some of the allegations against him. Then again, they say politics is a game of numbers. That probably the Muslim ticket was a ploy to get the numbers, just like you do the Muslim-Christian ticket, just also to get numbers from both sides. So do you think the argument for both sides, those that said, well, he did some politics of religion may be right, I'm not saying they're right, and those that say he did not also may be right. So what's your take on that?
Yes. Now, for people like El-Rufai, the videos are all over the social media. So for people like El-Rufai, the Muslim ticket is a religious ticket just to get votes in a very dangerous way, just to get votes and deceive the people. Are you getting me?
Yes, I
because Nigeria by religion, when they want to vote, it's just the political elites and mislead them. Tinubu himself is not a religious fanatic. Tinubu is a politician. Tinubu just agreed to that Muslim ticket to get votes. But Tinubu, from his politics from time, is not a religious bigot. I give that to him. Are you getting me?
Yes.
But people like I just saw that ticket. Oh, let's mobilize our people with religion and this and that and that. You know, so for me, the Muslim ticket also was not as headed by Tinubu, was not a religious ticket per se. It was just a vehicle to get votes. Yes. But for El-Rufai and others, a religious ticket. Peter Obi did not run on a religious ticket of Christianity. He even said it when he was campaigning that I'm not running as a Christian candidate. If you feel my submissions are not okay, you can vote against me, whether you're a Christian or not. So anybody accusing Peter Obi of religious bigotry is a liar. Anybody accusing Tinubu of religious bigotry is a liar. Those guys are, two of them are not religious bigots. They are just trying to campaign to get vote.
Atiku has never been known to be a bigot, in my opinion. I've not seen him. He's a politician that also work with both religions. If that's my opinion, Atiku Abubakar.
Yeah, Atiku is not really. Atiku is a cosmopolitan man. He's not a religious bigot. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. Atiku is not a religious bigot. he's a good guy in terms of religious tolerance and the rest. Are you getting me?
Yes,
So
yes.
he is also not religious by God. And in fact, all the presidential candidates, I don't see any of them as religious by God. Even Kwakwanso, all of them. Kwakwanso ran with these last elections. He ran with Bishop Charles Idausa.
Yes.
You know, as his running mate. But in terms of somebody, I'm sorry to say this, El-Rufai cannot be trusted. El-Rufai may not actually be a religious by God in belief that he's a good Muslim or he's a devout Muslim. He is just an opportunist. He's a political opportunist who believes in dividing people and using religion to get by. He may not be a deep Christian, a deep Muslim. Are you getting me?
Yes, I get you. Okay, too.
Somebody told me that even that during Ramadan and some Muslim even 5 times praying 5 times a day. Some of these so-called politicians you are hearing making noise with religion and the rest, they don't adhere to the Islamic teachings.
That is one fully politician. Yeah. My editor.
And even Islam itself. Islam is a very good religion.
Yes, a religion.
Islam teaches you total submission to God. If we follow Islamic teachings, there will be no poverty in the country. If you follow the real Islamic teachings.
Yes.
Are you getting me?
Yes, I get you.
People just don't understand Islam. They just make noise. Oh, when they see somebody come. Okay, I ask Africans, who are you as an African to say, oh, your brother or sister, a former Christian, converted to Islam, and you are attacking him? Why? You are an African. Islam and Christianity are foreign religions, so anybody can change to any time. So if your brother is a Muslim or a Christian, and they change, you don't have any right as a Muslim or as a Christian to start attacking them. That they have no right to change.
There's freedom of religion and freedom of association. Definitely. My editor, I think we've discussed politics enough, and just briefly before I let you go, because I know you're very, very busy right here. The name of this program is Hangout with where we hang out with media personalities. And I can't let you go. If you look at your profile here, you see your African Media Service, former foreign news editor of The Punch, former news editor, chief sub-editor, deputy editor, associate editor of The Guardian, former editor of The Daily Times, former editor-in-chief of The Trumpet, and former university lecturer. Now we ask, what role has the press played in the development of Nigeria's democracy, and what role should they play at this very auspicious time?
What role? You mean what? Please.
The press, the media, which you have been part of, and what role are they to play? What role have they played in the past, and what role should they play at this very moment to ensure that Nigeria move forward?
Okay, let me be very brief. The media in Nigeria and in fact Africa played a very great role in mobilizing the African people in Nigeria and elsewhere as the torchbearer for change and development. If you look at the history of Pan-Africanism, the mobilization of African people for development, the early Pan-Africanists like Sylvester Williams, C.L.R. James Baldwin, most of them were journalists.
Definitely.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
The leading lights of Pan-Africanism were journalists. Nkrumah was also a pamphleteer. Nnamdi Azikiwe, of course, he was a first-class journalist. He was founder. He was the leader. He was the editor of the West African Pilot when he was in Ghana. Then you have people like Bisi Onabanjo, Segun Oshoba, they became governors. Now Anthony Enaro, he moved the independence motion for Nigeria. He was a journalist. He worked in Daily Times. So many journalists in the past have made their mark. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So uniting Nigeria and mobilizing the people for independence and for their decolonization and development. So now, the present situation we are now, journalists should also that tradition, instead of allowing themselves to be used to divide our people on ethnic and religious lines and for selfish interest. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So because you as a journalist, how much do you really need to become a yes man or how will I put it, to become to be easily recruited because you're on the payroll, you are beholden to political and business interests, you don't stand for the truth, you turn your back on the African people, on Nigerians, then you leave a bad legacy for yourself and a bad name for yourself. It's better for you to manage whatever the little you have than become soiled, your name soiled with willing and dealing with people that don't mean well for the country, that don't mean well for their people. So, but if a journalist can support a politician that is progressive, I don't see anything wrong with it. Definitely. Are you getting me? So journalists should consistently mobilize our people behind good leaders to support them, and to make sure they also mobilize people against ethno-religious division.
Definitely.
If the country will be peaceful, because most of the tension also is created by what journalists write.
Definitely.
In the media. Also, some of the tension, let me not say most of the tension, some of the tension, because the tension they are created by politicians, then some journalists also support them and to worsen the situation. So journalists should stay totally independent of politicians and everything. Okay, for example, look at me now. I told you I support different politicians, parties for different positions. Are you getting me?
Yes, I do.
And I've been supporting Sowore, as I said, since 2019 when he first contested till today. But I'm not a registered member of the African Action Congress because I am a journalist first. So I want to keep my independence so that if I want to criticize Sowore, I will be able to criticize him.
Yes.
Without being afraid, or maybe my membership of the party will be in danger. No, I'm not a registered member of any political party. I am a core journalist. But do you know that some journalists are members of political parties?
Right, yes.
Even especially of PDP and APC, if you go to the states, you will see they have membership cards, and this is one of the prerequisites for getting appointments. Yes, some of the journalists, non-journalists, are members of these political parties. So journalists are not supposed to be beholden to interest. They are not supposed to belong to any political party. If you are appointed to a position as a professional, it's understandable. You take the offer. But it should not be conditional you should not be on the condition that you must be a card-carrying member of the party. Because a journalist is supposed to be neutral, you know.
Thank you.
Get the appointment, do your best. When you are serving, do your best and give the correct advice to whoever appointed you. Tell him the truth instead of becoming a yes man or a yes woman.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Julius Eto. It's been a pleasure having this discussion with you, and I can say that yes, a lot of people will. I believe by the time we open the lines, the calls will keep coming in. But I don't want to keep you waiting because I know you're in Canada right now, sir.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And how is the weather there? How is the good people of Canada?
Getting better for the type of weather that Africans are. I'm very happy here because the winter was very strong, biting. So, and that time Africans don't like the winter, but now I think this is fall. This is fall in April. So the sun is coming. The sun everywhere is getting a little bit warmer. So people are very happy, especially the Africans. You know, are very happy. I'll be going back to Ghana by next month, you know, for some project, and I will stay in Ghana for 6 months. Stay in Ghana for 6 months before I come back to see my family again in Canada.
Yes, that's very good. I really appreciate you giving us your time, even though you're on vacation in Canada with the family. And in regards to the family there, we appreciate you. And I believe next time when we call on you, you will oblige us your time and your opinions and your views on issues that has to do with politics and governance in Nigeria.
Thank you so much for having me, and God bless all of you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to let you go now, and so you can have a wonderful rest for the day. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Well, that was the voice of Julius Eto, the CEO, African Media Services, former foreign news editor of The Punch, former news editor, chief sub-editor, deputy editor, associate editor of The Guardian, former editor of The Daily Times, former editor-in-chief of The Trumpet, and a former university lecturer. So you can see that yes, really aware and with a very, very experienced journalist and media personality. So now we will go for our viewers. I know the calls will start coming in. And we just go for a short break, and when we come back, we open the lines so that we can take one or two calls before we round up the show. So don't go anywhere. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, well, you should keep the calls coming in.
The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN Women Wing, will weaken Taraba State, cordially invites the public to their 31st annual convention, which is scheduled to take place on 15th to 18th May 2025. Venue CRC and LCC EB. Theme: the role of Christian women in time like this. Special guest of honor, Her Excellency Mrs. Agin Agbukefus, First Lady of Taraba State. Guest speakers, Very Reverend Engineer Okechukwu Kalu JP and Reverend Sagarga Novalga Gargia. Chief host, Mrs. Alice Nuhu, or weekend chairperson. Host, Mrs. Philomena Ibrahim and Reverend Dr. Dan Adis. Announcer, Planning Committee.
Yes, welcome back to Anger with Journalists. And before we went on that break, we have a discussion with our chief, with Mr. Julius Eto, who was a journalist and the CEO and media. And we also a very experienced journalist, and he spoke about the dynamics of Delta State politics and what's the implication of the tsunami, or what, as they call it, of the Delta political space. So we're going to put our phone numbers on the screen so you can call in. We have just a few more minutes to go, so we will entertain one or two or three calls to know your views concerning our discussions today. While we are at it, we would like to say, just give us some background of what we've discussed today. He was Mr. Julius Eto, who is from Delta State. Okay, I think the calls are coming in now. Let us go for our first caller. Good evening. Welcome to Sun TV. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, the pulse of the nation.
Oh, thank you very much.
Sun TV. This is S.O. Dudu calling from Cross River State.
S.O. Dudu, welcome again this evening.
Yes, good evening to you, Mr. Eddie.
Yeah, thank you.
Good evening to our esteemed viewers.
Yeah, they're listening.
Yes, you are doing a very fantastic work.
Thank you very much.
And I must appreciate Sun TV for this wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, we appreciate you too for always being there for us.
We'll continue to improve on what we are already recording.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate Mr.
Julius Eto.
Julius Eto, I've been watching him for the past 1 hour precisely. I appreciate him for his in-depth analysis. Yes, sincerely speaking, Nigerians are actually suffering. All this realignment they are doing at this point in time is immaterial. Sometimes I begin to ask myself that these our leaders, do they actually have the interests of the masses at heart? Are they sensitive of the plight of the masses? If there are, all these shenanigans taking place politically toward 2027, it's not what we need now. But well, be that as it may, there is no problem. We are watching. And I want to urge Nigerians, they should be very careful. I told you I'm a card-carrying member of APC. But I cannot descend so low to applaud the government even when they may be trying, but they are not doing the best. Look, people are dying in Benue, in Plateau, Niger State. People are dying. What I actually want the government to do at this point in time. Are you there?
Yes, I'm listening. Clearly listening.
What I want the government to do at this point in time, the president should begin to do the needful as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He should begin to do the needful. That name is a very serious name. It's not just all about giving marching order to the security agencies or the security chiefs. Look at the Inspector General of Police. From all indication, he's supposed to retire by now. There are other people behind that ordinarily will be ready to do the best to get more promotion. You see, he has actually reached his zenith, the zenith of his career. He has nothing to lose. So he will not be able to put in the best to actually, security-wise. So others that are behind should be given that responsibility. And those persons, the VIPs that are actually taking large chunks of our police men, it is high time they begin to withdraw them.
Definitely.
Send them to the villages where their services are needed. We are watching. 2027 will be between my party APC and Nigerians. May God continue to bless us.
Amen.
Coming from Cross River State.
Thank you very much, Eso Dudu, calling from Cross River State. That is Eso. He said he's a card-carrying member of the APC, but he wants the president to focus more on the issues that are bedeviling our country rather than playing politics. And he said, like he always say, that 2027 is going to be between his party, APC, and Nigerians who will decide what they want. So we're still online with journalists. I will wait. We'll take one or two more calls before we round up the show. So you can call in, lend your voice to the topic at hand. What we're discussing is the dynamics of the defection in Delta State. And we had with us a politician from Delta, not a media personality from Delta State, who called in to his view, and I think the caller said he agreed with him because it's not going to be a matter of party in 2027, but people will vote based on the competence of the politicians. Really bring this program to an end, and so that yes, you can also well, I'm giving you just some few more seconds to call in. If your calls don't come in, then we will just round up the show. And just like I said earlier, we are discussing the dynamics of Delta politics and the wave of defection, the tsunami ongoing. And well, before we go, let us play the video of the welcome of the Delta State governor today. Borewori been addressing his supporters today during his welcome to the APC. Let us watch that video. And while we watch that video, after the video, your calls can come in and we'll round up the show. Yes, it was today. It was officially welcomed into the APC from the PDP, with his supporters, the deputy governor, the former governor, and everybody involved. All the PDP structure in Delta State moved to the APC, so that we will look at that. And also, like we know, the big the masquerade in the house controlling everything, Chief James Ibori is still in the APC, but just like Mr. John Eto said, he said he is the one pulling the string in both the APC and the PDP as it stands now. So as it stands now, well, they might have, Mr. Eto said, even though the parties, the politicians might have moved from one party to the other, but still being controlled by this a politician, a friend, a friend of the president, that is Chief James Ibori, and that, well, the decision is still in the end, is still in his hands, but in 2027, people will vote based on the competence of the candidates and not the parties they belong to. So yes, that is the video there. So let us just take a look at the video and listen to what he has to say.
You see all the governors here? You see the large numbers of governors? Yesterday, 9 came yesterday and slept. Today, see all of them here. I want to bless all of you. I want to thank all of you. This is a movement. This is not defection. We have agreed we will move together. And when we move together, what is in the national, we were able to grab it. Is it not true? This movement, all our members in the National Assembly, they are all, the next resumption, they have agreed they will defend the floor of the House. All, Mr. Speaker is here. Heaven will not fall. All of them, they will also, because it's normal, it's nothing wrong. I was a lawmaker. I was a presiding officer. We have a lot of problems. So we have reason, we have justification to move.
Carry go, APC, oh, carry go. Carry go, APC, oh, carry go.
The state ESCO, the special advisors, the council chairmen, they are all moving. Councillors, we have 500 councillors. They are all moving, they are all here. All the ward chairmen, they are all moving. All the local government party chairmen, they are all moving. All the council chairmen, they are all moving. All of us want to be in the Renew Hope agenda. And the Renew Hope agenda is in line with my more agenda, which is meaningful development, opportunities for all, realistic reform, enhanced peace and security.
Carry go, Ukodo, carry go. Carry go, Ukodo, carry go.
This movement is not only for us in Delta State. It's a statement. It's a statement. And I believe.
Yes, that is in Asaba, Delta State today, and that is the governor of Rivers State, Chief Sheriff Oboro, with some chieftains of the PDP, former chieftains of the PDP, and also chieftains of the APC. We can see the Minister of Aviation there, Chief Festus Keyamo, and also we've seen other people who were in the PDP now in the APC. And like he said the members, all that the speaker is there, and all the members of the House of Assembly have promised to defect on the floor of the House later. So as we see, it's a clean sweep of the political structures of the PDP to the APC. So, well, that is what it is in Delta. And, well, we just have to wrap up now. We just have to wrap up the show. So, as we wrap up today on Journalist Hangout, we extend our deepest thanks to all the people that have participated, to Mr. Eto for his professional contribution to the show. We also like the questions asked by people, and we thank you for being there. But before we part, let me leave you with this. Taraba State, nature's gift to the nation, stand as the land of endless opportunity from agriculture to tourism, from solid minerals to vibrant human capital. We invite you, investors, visionaries, and partners to be part of the story. Invest in Taraba State today and grow with a state destined for greatness. Thank you and see you at the next Angle with Journalists. My name is Abraham Minor Joda.